Navy sailors are an essential part of the military and they often spend long periods of time at sea on an aircraft carrier. So how do they shop for everyday items while they're out at sea? The answer may surprise you. Welcome to another episode of High Technology. Join the club as we unravel high-end technologies on the planet by subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you won't miss any exciting videos in the future. Navy sailors have access to a well-stocked store on board the aircraft carrier where they can find everything from toiletries and snacks to clothing and electronics. Whether they need to restock their personal supplies or just want to treat themselves to a little something extra, Navy sailors can shop inside the aircraft carrier and have their purchases delivered right to their door. The crew of aircraft carriers is made up of thousands of sailors who spend months at sea. When conducting activities on the aircraft carrier, these sailors will be comfortable and highly motivated thanks to the amenities on board. Because they spend most of their time at sea, sailors do not have access to the same range of amenities and services that you do on a daily basis. Every resource you would have if you were stationed on a shore is basically available to sailors in the United States Navy. To maintain the sailors' best physical and mental health and to keep their morale high enough for them to do their jobs effectively, this is done. The grocery shop is just one of many amenities. On an aircraft carrier, a grocery store is an absolute necessity. There is still a good reason for ships to have convenience stores, even if one ignores the idea that having junk food available will keep spirits up. The sailors must always have food and personal care items on hand, such as razors. There are many different items to choose from. On an aircraft carrier, the Navy would provide some of these items for the sailors, but occasionally they could require items that are readily available in stores. Over 1,050 transactions and $10,000 on average are made at the store each day. Sailors can live comfortably and purchase whatever they desire from the store. Even when sailors are following a certain diet, protein shakes, potatoes, and sweets are still readily available. Additionally, a variety of coffee options and other tools are accessible to provide the sailors with the finest service possible. At the register, the employees can buy cigarettes, phone cards, and more expensive stuff. Costs for Liberty-related activities are reduced because all earnings go directly to morale, welfare, and their enjoyment. You might ask, who's in charge of running the convenience store on an aircraft carrier? The people in charge of the food store are experts in retail services. They are in charge of managing many operations, including the grocery shop on an aircraft carrier. Ship servicemen were the previous name for the retail service experts. In 2019, they underwent a name change. What happens if the supermarket runs out of stock? What generally occurs? The situation is the same as it would be at any food store on land. They will merely restock. But how could they possibly do it when they are in the middle of the ocean? Everything a carrier needs while at sea, including food and other household goods, can be provided by the Navy. Refueling at sea is what is meant by this. Let's dive into the specifics of the refilling procedure. Resupply at sea, also known as underway replenishment, is the act of moving gasoline, ammunition, stocks, and grocery items from one ship to another while the ships are still at sea. The early 20th century saw the initial development of this method. It enabled American carrier task groups to stay at sea indefinitely during World War II Pacific theater thanks to the United States Navy's significant use of it as a logistical support strategy. Underway replenishment is used to restock the grocery store's inventory when necessary. While a ship is at sea, replenishment can be carried out in one of two ways: vertical replenishment or beside connected replenishment. Starting with the first tactic, vertical replenishment, let's move on. A sort of resupply that can be carried out while a ship is moving is known as vertical replenishment. In this process, a helicopter is used to move goods from the ship that is delivering it to the ship that is receiving it. Along with connected replenishment, vertical replenishment is utilized to enhance and expedite stock transfers between ships. The main advantage of the system is that there is no need for the ships to be in perilous proximity to one another, which reduces the likelihood of an accident. However, the helicopter's capacity places a limit on the maximum load and transfer speeds, making it impossible to supply enough groceries all at once. In today's aircraft carriers, the second strategy, also known as alongside connected replenishment, is applied most frequently. A common technique of transporting heavy products like munitions and brakes, as well as liquids like fuel and fresh water, is linked to replenishment. Additionally, it is utilized to replenish grocery stock. In the 1950s and 1960s, the US Navy developed a multi-product supply ship that could transport stores, gasoline, and ammunitions while at sea. These ships were the first to adopt a transfer system that relies on a ram tensioner to maintain the tension in the high line between the ships, allowing for a smooth transfer. Over time, this technique evolved into the typical tension replacement accompanying technique or stream. The stream rig is preferred over other connected replenishment approaches because it makes it possible to retain more distance between the vessels. How is this done? The supply ship maintains a constant direction and speed ranging from 12 to 16 knots. Moving at a faster speed reduces the relative motion caused by the influence of waves and enables better control of the vessel's heading. The receiving ship will then approach the supply vessel until they are approximately 30 yards apart from one another. The supplier fires a gun line, pneumatic line thrower, or shot line, which is then used to pull over a messenger line. This line is also called a shot line and is used to pull across other equipment such as the distance line, the phone line, and transfer rig lines. The supply ship, which serves as the command ship for the replenishment operation, is responsible for providing all of the necessary lines and equipment for the transfer. In addition, the supply ship serves as the command center for all operations. Because of the relative positions of the ships, it's common practice for larger ships to set up multiple transfer rigs. This makes it possible to transfer items more quickly or to transfer a variety of different kinds of supplies. In addition, practically all ships used for resupply are designed to be able to handle two receivers at the same time to restock one of them on each side. The majority of ships can accept resupply on either side. Aircraft carriers of the US Navy, however, always receive replenishment on the starboard side of the carrier. The layout of an aircraft carrier, which is the island and navigation bridge, is on the ship's starboard side, and it does not allow for the carrier's port side to be used for replenishment. It's dangerous to perform alongside connected replenishment because 2 or 3 ships traveling side by side at sea must remain on the same path and speed for a significant amount of time. In addition to this, the hydrodynamics of 2 ships traveling near one another generates a suction between the ships. A minor miscalculation and steering on the part of one of the ships could result in a collision, as well as the rupture of the gasoline transfer lines and hoses. When traveling at a speed of 12 knots, a change in heading of just 1 degree will result in a lateral speed of around 20 feet per minute. For this reason, experienced and qualified helmsmen are necessary during the replenishment, and the crew on the bridge must give their complete attention to the ship's path and speed during the replenishment process. The risk level is enhanced when the replenishment ship provides service to 2 ships simultaneously. The sailors have emergency breakaway drills when the ships will separate in less than ideal circumstances. Even if collisions between the ships will be avoided, it is still plausible that some cargo may be lost if the ships are unable to finish the current transfer. Many US Navy ships routinely disengage from the vessel that is giving the fuel once the replenishment procedure has been successfully completed, while simultaneously playing a recognizable song over the supply vessel's public address system. The supplies are then brought to the hangar where they will be sorted and given to the appropriate units. With this procedure, sailors will always have access to what they want and need. So the next time you see a Navy sailor, be sure to thank them for their service and for keeping the aircraft carrier store stocked and ready for them to shop. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you can always get to watch more incredible videos like this. This has been High Technology, serving you the best in cutting-edge contents on the highest form of technology available on the planet. See you on the next one.